Charlie, if you the kind of things that's coming out in it from the various pre-match press conferences, no good news, pa. Especially for Coach Big Senzo Maresca and in the Chelsea team, it's exciting news because I didn't expect. I don't think the Chelsea need be expected. Say, I'll be to say Liam Delap was going to return. I don't think Chelsea need be expected. Say, Sikana Chelsea for Enya just in the last few hours. No, they were going to have it. Really, really interesting how things are going on from there. There is also good updates when it comes to Football Club Barcelona, Real Madrid, and all the other teams now on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. So subscribe to the channel and subscribe to the channel, turn on notification, turn on choose all. Just anytime your content ever drop, we'll obey first person I want to do it fast. Na bibia enya kama pa and from our Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Sure, anytime. Let me say a big thank you to Yesumo Spare Parts Dealership Shop. Charlie, if it's about car spare parts, then the best place for you, Yesumo. They deal in all kind of car spare parts. When you need them, they are just a phone call away, or go to Accra so kind post office. They'll take care of you. They do what they call a nationwide delivery. Call them right away on 059-313-8221. 059-313-8221. Call Yesumo Spare Parts Dealership Shop. They'll take good care of you. Of course, on the other side, AM will be clothing. Say AM Tadier, tops, apparel, clothes, trousers, everything, office wear, dinner, everything. MOB Clothing is the best place for you to go. Just go right there. Let them take very, very good care of you. I will entire and I will show him. MOB Clothing will make it splendid for you. I will say, come on. Let's get straight into it. Let's get straight into it because it was in the pre-match Sunderland game. I will be able to say, oh, that game can be a little bit tricky for Chelsea because Sunderland under Lebri have been very, very good. The way they are playing their game, the one shiny and you underrate them, they can hurt you. So maybe Chelsea should be a little bit careful when they are going into that game against Sunderland because they have been solid, they have been playing well. It was only that last game against Tima, your friend Tottenham Hotspur, against Tima, friend Manchester United, and a Sunderland for dropping the maximum points over there. I mean, since before then, they were playing excellently well in almost every game that they were playing. Chelsea are on a good run of form. The last time I said this thing over here, said football essentially comes down to results. Every other thing doesn't seem to matter. If you are having a good process, a good project or what have you, if you don't have results to back it, nothing else matters again. It's essentially down to results. Enzo Maresca and his charges were struggling to get results, and all of a sudden, almost started so many results now. Now people are saying, this is a very, very good team. All of a sudden, when Maresca and the boys start so many results, almost shake games, almost started Boboa, we bought good formation, we are setting up saying, and you're come on. Now, everybody is saying that they're on a very, very good run when it comes to the quality of play over there for Chelsea Football Club. And that is exactly how you want things to be done because results do matter. Now, in that pre-match press conference, Enzo Maresca says something really instructive. He discussed the fact that Chelsea team in a couple of weeks ago kept on saying, I didn't think Maresca on board McGill because McGill boy, he's a good player, or your boy Ofi de la Masia. I mean, he's a good presser of the ball. He had played him against Nottingham Forest, and in the second half, McGill was really important for Chelsea Football Club. Then, of course, in the game against Ajax Amsterdam, McGill started and scored the first goal. I mean, it is clear. When you watch McGill, he presses well. He reads the game better. He is a good technical player. So in between the lines, he's able to receive the ball, turn and play forward. He's really, really good in that regard. But one thing that we've not gotten from McGill is the consistency to play. Now, Maresca discussed him in our pre-match press conference team. That is where McGill spoke. Maresca said, I didn't think McGill. Why was he delaying in playing the young man from Spain? According to Enzo Maresca, I'll say, we had a chat with McGill 2 weeks ago. I said I didn't like the way he trained. He changed it all. He was not training well. In all the ways, since we chatted, he has been top. Now he's ready to start absolutely. So, I mean, sometimes football fans should understand that these coaches are on the training grounds or in the training grounds with these players. these coaches understand what the players are doing. According to Enzo Maresca, no one could training now. McGill keeps on smiling and laughing as he would grow and find the whole shake game as much. And I think that's something that I also felt. So now share McGill in the temperament. Now he was going to be the kind of player who is just excited to be amongst the players that are there, and not particularly somebody that wants to put in effort or put in a shift to deliver. And that's exactly what Enzo Maresca wanted to eschew. According to Maresca, or Tenasi, catch a boy and say, Jack, you can't come into the team and be playing, say, everything is all right. You can't come into the team and be playing, say, BBI are fine. You need to be able to deliver. You need to go into the games and then play the football where it's serious. And it starts from training. Because according to those coaches, if you don't train well, you can't play well. So it was always instructive that a branch friend and McGill needed to start training well before he'll be able to get back to the top in terms of playing was very important. That's exactly the thing. And there is your answer why McGill wasn't getting game time. Good call from Maresca to potentially sacrifice short-term results so Gil and the team kept the standards and record for long-term. I've said it several times. One of the reasons why I'm a big fan of Enzo Maresca is some of these things. Literally just doesn't care about the short-term results. He's essentially about long-term. I remember when people were even questioning me on Twitter and asked that, why is it that Enzo Maresca is not playing McGill? Why is it that Enzo Maresca is not playing McGill? That Enzo Maresca should play McGill, and because the boy is a good player and he can give a lot to the team. I kept on saying that, yeah. I mean, he's somebody that's that is quality, that can get results in that regard, that can bring you a lot of the good play. But McGill obviously had a lot of deficiencies. He has a lot of deficiencies in the way that he plays, and Enzo Maresca made sure that he took care of it. Albert, he made sure that he was also going to take care of it in terms of the quality of play that McGill was going to bring into the team, of course. And that's what Enzo Maresca said for him, when you look at the Chelsea team, McGill is the kind of player that is good, but then he had not shown in anything that he was doing that he was good enough because he wasn't training well and he couldn't have done the job. Now, in that pre-match press conference, Enzo Maresca said a lot of things as well, apart from McGill winning and saying so. Now, it was a pre-match press conference, and Enzo Maresca, and he said, Charlie, when it comes to the quality of midfielders, Ryan Gravenberch was asked, what is the best midfielder in Asia? Ryan Gravenberch said, I have to go for midfielders. Yes, Rice. Yes, Caicedo. He is really a good player. That is what Abrantia friend Ryan Gravenberch about Abrantia. Your friend Moises Caicedo. Of course, listening to what Enzo Maresca said, it means that most likely in the games that are going to be played this weekend, McGill is going to start with Abrantia, your friend Joao Pedro, right behind him. And we've said it several times. Chelsea seem to be very, very successful when there is a real number 9 and then Joao Pedro plays as the SS or the second striker, somebody who pickpockets in those half spaces, that controls the game in that area and is able to play forward in that regard. It's important. Now, the job of McGill is going to be not particularly to score goals, but then to be the hold-up guy, to be somebody that occupies the centre-backs and then playing between the lines. Paul Merson has had a talk about Abrantia friend Estevao, and he says that Estevao should start Joao Pedro Neto as their front three against Sunderland. Jimmy Gittins had his best game in the Chelsea shirt against Ajax, but I just think Neto should be the first choice in that game. Of course, Per Merson spoke about Moises Caicedo, say, what I noticed about Chelsea in their win against Ajax is that when Moises Caicedo came off, they were cut open through the middle like a knife through butter. It just shows how good he is. And no matter what happens, Caicedo has to play every week for Chelsea Football Club, according to Paul Merson, when it comes to what he has been talking about over there. And of course, in that pre-match press conference, that is where Omukoko Bisa and Enzo Maresca said, now, what is happening in your team? Do you have any new injuries? And Enzo Maresca told in Central Phone, he said, Debbie, not a single injury. Now, the good news, and he said, Abrantia friend Liam Delap is back. Now, he is going to be able to play for Chelsea Football Club. And that is absolutely excellent news for Chelsea because, to be very honest with you, what it means is that Liam Delap is going to be able to play and start for Chelsea when they play against Team friend Barcelona in the Champions League. Maybe not so against Sunderland, but Delap is going to be absolutely important for teams against teams like Barcelona. You need a central center forward that occupies the center back. If you remember that game against Bayern Munich, where Chelsea had to play Joao Pedro against the two center backs of Dio Upamecano and then of course Dio Upamecano, and then who was the center back? Was it Kim Jae-min? No, I think Kim Jae-min came in the second half of the game. But those two center backs of Dio Upamecano in that team for Bayern, they were absolutely bullish of Abrante and Joao Pedro. He just could not win any duel against them. Now, if you have Liam Delap can now go into duels with Pau Kubasi if he's playing against Barcelona. He can go into duels with Eric Garcia, Ronald Araujo, Christian Eriksen, Christensen when it comes to going into those duels with them. And it's good because it looks as if, for me, when the season started and I saw Chelsea with the up top of Joao Pedro and then Liam Delap, I felt like it was a very good one because a good comparison. Somebody does the hold up better. Somebody also picks the second ball because it doesn't matter. It's a ball with long balls. Now you'll be able to pick a second ball somehow. Essentially, everything that you're doing is useless. You need somebody that will pick up those second balls for you. You need somebody that will be able to play forward. You need somebody that will make things stick for you. That is something that Chelsea had not been able to do in recent times in the absence of Liam Delap. And that is absolutely some very, very good news for Chelsea for El Honor. He said that Sunderland showed since the start of the season, started that they play together, work as a team in terms of results. They have the same points as us. They are showing how good they are doing. Maresca, on a temptation to play Staval all the time, I say balance is quite easy. We need balance. Every game that we play, we would want to make sure that we get all the balance. That is what Enzo Maresca has said. Now, Chelsea have gotten £10 million sleeve shirt deal. A couple of days ago, I broke the deal. I broke the news. Said Chelsea for any sleeve shirt deal. Now, a Asian tech giant company, your friend FPT, principal partner for Chelsea. Now, Chelsea for any one discuss a franchise sponsor, but no music around the match Chelsea no from. And I chose okay. So what me my is for franchise sponsor they are. Then we will give you a place for the sleeve. Now, this is a place where Chelsea for are beginning to grow in terms of sleeve shirts, franchise sponsors. Now, what we are hearing is that in the next 2 to 3 weeks, I say Chelsea team announce your franchise sponsor. Now, FPT for are giving Chelsea £10 million after the season. FPT Corporation will return to the club's global partner status. The club is looking for a long-term sponsor in a deal worth £15 million per year. That is exactly what Chelsea Phone are doing. Say, Ombenya, a global tech partner, no pay 15 million per year, but the 10 million just for sleeves. No? And of course, that is important. 10 million we're 3 months into the season is definitely not bad cry for Chelsea Football Club. And that is very, very important in terms of how Chelsea Phone want to go on and then do their things. It's important that Chelsea begin to get the results. They begin to play well and get into the groove and then sort out things on. A lot of Chelsea fans will expect say Enzo Maresca and Emrantiano, when it comes to the games that are going to go on this weekend, they should be able to win most of them, of course. And then the breaking news that has come, not so good news for Football Club Barcelona, and it's a Abrante friend Rafinha has suffered a big blow with his comeback in the lead up to the Clasico. Almost every Barca fan did the analysis and said that Saoirse Barca team now, when you look at where in the role of Abrante Efrenom, Rafinha, he is important for the intensity of the team. He is important of the dual winning ability of the team, the athleticism of the team of Football Club Barcelona. Abrante Efrenom Rafinha is a very, very important player in that regard. So then obviously the big issue was that were they going to get Abrante Efrenom Rafinha back into the team, or it wasn't going to be possible? Now what we are hearing, according to Mundo Deportivo, and he said Rafinha will miss the El Gran Clasico, but he is not suffering from a setback. His recovery has just progressed quickly enough to allow him to return to play. That's exactly what they are saying. CAS has dismissed the appeal of Abrante Efrenom Flick. The red card that he had in the last game, Abrante Efrenom Flick is going to be out when it comes to Football Club Barcelona. Pedro said, we are still as competitive as we were last season, according to Pedro Gonzalez. Yes, although results haven't gone particularly as they are supposed to go, he is not worried. He's not worried because they are still competitive. They are still doing things right. They are still playing in the right way, and they are in there on him. For him, Barca are still competitive now. Femi Lopez said there are controversies regarding referees and Vinicius. Femi, we do not allow ourselves to be distracted by by those such matters. Our full focus is solely on playing. So no, on fan, I know what people say about Vinicius among saying 70 money. He's always focusing on what's on the field of play and how he can deliver for Football Club Barcelona. On fact, the other things now, also, most of the Barca legends went back to the Civitat Esportiva, to go and essentially fraternize with the players and encourage them in the lead up to the in the Clasico. Ronald Araujo said, I saw Frankie de Jong make a run without the ball, so I said to myself, I'll move forward to the first post. I got lucky. I struck the ball and scored. Then I celebrated and took off my shirt. I was very happy. Ronald Araujo talking about the goal that he scored for Football Club Barcelona the last time I won him. Of course, Barca fully believe that the Clasico is going to be a very, very tough one. Not just for themselves, but also for Football Club Barcelona. They believe strongly saying a very easy game for Barcelona or for even any other person. The last time I was saying that Marcus Rashford has been directly involved in 9 goal contributions, more in goals across all competition than any other Barcelona player this season. That is an important player. And in a time where in a time where Abrante's friend Marcus Rashford, Rafinha mo enya available, Abrante's friend Marcus Rashford is the one that stood up and is being counted on him when it comes to Football Club Barcelona on him. Of course, Rafinha has spoken the updates on him. So the feeling is that Rafinha are much worse than with Conde for a simple reason. He directly left the Ciutat Esportiva without stepping on the pitch. Koundé did specific work throughout the session, but did step on the pitch as well, of course. It looks as if Abrante and Rafinha may not be back for it. At the end of the yesterday training session, Rafinha had bad feelings and couldn't finish the training. Today, he wasn't with a group. That's what Gerard Moreno is saying. It looks as if the Barca are going to be without Abrantia, your friend Rafinha, for the Clasico. I mean, that means that it's obviously going to be more difficult for Barcelona when you don't have Rafinha in the Grand Clasico. It looks like it's going to be a tough one for Football Club Barcelona in that very, very big game. Madrid would want to win. Madrid will do everything possible to get the 3 points and open up and then get a result, especially when Kylian Mbappe has been adjudged Real Madrid's Player of the Month. Or, of course, Real Madrid's Player of the Month of September. It's a good one. Eder Militao is back into the team. Jude Bellingham, after the shoulder injury, he seemed to be playing very, very well for Football Club Real Madrid. And that's what should be the starting 11 against Barcelona. I think that Madrid would have to stay very compact. They need to be very solid and stay in the game as long as possible. It's going to come down to margins, in my opinion. And Ronald Araujo was asked about El Clasico. It's going to be a tough match. It's a beautiful, important game. And that's why there's always that anxiety. It generates motivation. But I think the Clásicos we have enjoyed have gone well. And that's what we should do. Of course, if you're able to beat Real Madrid back to back 4 times in a season, you obviously be confident. But of course, Madrid will hope that they can correct some of the mistakes that they did against Football Club Barcelona last season. What we hear is that Trent Alexander-Arnold is back. Mabrantia, your friend Dani Carvajal is also back for Football Club Real Madrid in the lead up to the Grand Clasico. Dean Heitson was also back training for Real Madrid as well. Xabi Alonso has decided on who starts between Brahim Diaz and Franco Mastantuono on Sunday, obviously. It looks like it's going to be Franco. It looks like it's going to be Franco Mastantuono that is going to start for Abrantia, your friend Xabi Alonso. It's going to be an interesting game. Whoever wins that match gets a lot of points going into the rest of the season. A lot of bragging rights, a lot of confidence in terms of who comes in, who gets the job done, all of those things. It's going to be very important all over there. Of course, Kylian Mbappe or Lamine Yamal, who will you rather have head-to-head? Very important in terms of the two players. Whether it's going to be Lamine Yamal who is going to be the delight of the night. Real Madrid players are indeed tired of Lamine Yamal after his words last night. They believe he has no respect for basic principles of professionalism. Masa, Ochena Sheno. Lamine said, Oya de Chemo. Inti moya de China, Mon Shene Keke. We ain't to Kabiana, my professionalism coming in. Oshena Ya de China. Boy, no China Sheno. Shen be. Osho back 4 times. Madrid dressing room is very upset with Lamine Yamal. They intend to use his words as extra motivation. But no 2 goals. Shemu 2 goals and more extra motivation. Yamutu. Please, there isn't any form of extra motivation for anybody. Lamine Yamal has proven that he can beat Real Madrid, and if he does it again, Madrid are going to be in serious trouble. Robert Lewandowski is recovering well, but of course, the Grand Clasico is going to be without Abrantia, your friend Robert Lewandowski. Of course, this weekend games are very, very exciting. And then remember, we still posted some games on Betway. If you want to go and pick out those codes at the end, going to be in the description of the video. Pick them up and give yourself a big chance are going to win something. William Baleg is a big journal. He said when Lamine found out that Barca were interested in Marcus Rashford, he said, get him, because he used to play as him on the PlayStation, according to William Baleg, who is very, very close. He's one of Lamine's outlets. Or say, when Lamine had said Barca are going to get Abrantia, a friend of Marcus Rashford, he was saying that they should get him because he believes Abrantia, a friend of Marcus Rashford, will be very, very important to football club Barcelona. Guys, let us draw the curtain here when it comes to today's game. The games that are going to go on, the conversation that's going to go on. Let us draw the conversation now. We'll come back with some more analysis. We'll look into a lot of the games. Of course, it's good news for Chelsea, William Delap. Good news for the money that's come in by Barcelona. Not so good news with our branch friend Rafinha, and also other things. The goal is to bring you consistent updates on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. So subscribe to the channel now. Subscribe to the channel. Turn on notification. In the notification, turn the show. Do choose all. Choose all. Don't stop. Just choose all. Just so anytime that there's content here, you are going to be the one to have it. And very, very important. Don't stop. Just make sure so choose all. So anytime you have content to be you're going to be the one to have it. I say on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Until then, I'll see you. Bye bye.